What's good, everybody? We are back, second week in a row. Consistency,
Mm-hmm.
consistency.
Finally, some consistency,
Hello,
bro.
finally, bro. Welcome back, everybody. It's podcast and as always, Jojo and Isaac. We're here to discuss what's happening in football, and today's a very special day,
Yes,
right?
sir.
We have transfer stuff to get into. We got the PL games from last week to get into. There's just so much to bite into, man. So let's get right into it.
Yes,
Isaac,
sir.
how do you feel after coming from the weekend watching that football, man? Let's start with United. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start from home. How do you feel, man?
Hey, chaotic week is all I can say. It was a chaotic
It
week,
was
right?
okay.
Like losing to Grimsby,
Yeah.
shit, that was a dark, dark day. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bro, Grimsby. Fun fact, that game was the first time I've ever heard of a team called Grimsby. I'm
Me
not
too,
lying.
bro.
You know me, I play FIFA a
Yeah.
lot. I study a lot of
Yeah.
football. Like I know
Uh
teams,
huh.
even teams in second division.
Yeah.
Like I know, bro, Grimsby I've never heard of
Chile,
before. Grimsby,
like,
what the hell?
we talked about the game the last podcast, and you said Grimsby. I'm like, oh yeah, bro. Like we're actually playing those guys. Like it was just a
Bro,
fluttering. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to anyone from Grimsby who this video might fall on. All I'm saying is we're not alone in this feeling. Like,
yeah,
and rightfully so, it's a fourth division
Grimsby.
team, right? But like we lost, man, and we lost in a very interesting way. How do you feel about that? Characterize that loss for us.
Honestly, like when I saw Grimsby on the line, I was like, you know what? First game of the season against Arsenal, we put in one of the best performances I've seen in a while. We're very like unlucky not to get at least a point from that Arsenal game, right? We have a better goalkeeper. We'll probably walk away with a point, right? If our strikers or our forwards were finishing the chances they created in that game, right? We probably win that game as well, right? Against Fulham again, we miss a penalty. Cunha hits the post. Like you look back to all these moments, you're like, damn, we actually could have won at Fulham as well. Anyway, bro, going away to Fulham is not an easy thing to do. We still went there, we got a point, right? So you're thinking Grimsby would be like, okay, this is a chance for us to, our strikers to get their confidence up. Let them just go score a bunch
Right?
of
Like
goals. Sheshko is just
target practice. With all due
like it was
respect.
just gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah. Even me, I was like, this is the time for Kobe Manu because we talked about Manu as
Right?
well
And
as
he
to whether he
started.
should stay away. I was like, no,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, this is
Right?
perfect
Yeah.
game. Kobe's just gonna walk in there, just build some confidence, and then we'll finally have a chance to see it. And then the game starts, and I'm like, wait, what the hell? I couldn't believe what I was watching. We were being dominated, Jojo. Like
Proper domain. Like
dominated, bro. It's not like we were
no.
proper being played. Like it's not like Grimsby hit us on a counter or something. Bro. No, bro, they were balling, man. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell, bro? This was supposed to be just a very simple ease through kind of game, bro, and it ended up not being it. I mean, yes, second half they tried, but at that point, it's like Ruben. We have to even talk about Ruben after that game and what he said because that was also
Yeah.
crazy. But one of the things he said after the game was like, guys, like, forget about systems, forget about like with all due respect, it's a four division team, bro. Even if you play 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, or one defender or 5-4, bro, you have enough quality as players to win that game,
And he's
regardless of
not
the
wrong,
system.
bro.
You get what I'm
He's
saying?
not he's
He's
not
not
wrong.
wrong. Like, this is not a system
Yeah.
thing. Like, bro, you should be outrunning them, outpacing them, out energying them, like out shooting them,
Everything, bro.
everything. You should pin them in the position you have.
Everything.
Like, it has nothing to do with the goalkeeper. Like he said it, bro. This is the kind of game where you just pin them, right? Our goalkeeper really shouldn't touch the ball unless with his feet. And Ruben said that after the game. So, bro, that game was just like it was
Yeah.
weird. It was honestly weird. I can't even describe how I was feeling that game. Like after the first, I was like, man, this team is not serious. I just like I didn't even want to watch the game. I did finish it, and but after the game, bro, then I listened to Ruben Amorim's interview, and I was
Yeah.
like, dang, bro, nah, we have really fallen far, far, bro.
Nah, dude,
Nah, nah.
I'm trying to pull up the match stats right here because I feel like I need to contextualize what I want to say with the data. And brother, hey, dude, let's first throw in some facts,
Hey,
right? And I don't know if this is true, right? This might not be true. However, what I heard was one, Grimsby rotated that game, right? Someone correct me in the comments, but Grimsy's top striker didn't start the game.
Hey, we also rotated
I didn't
Georgia.
know
Hey, in
Hurricane
our
McGee's
defense, you know
different,
what
bro.
I'm saying?
What?
Bro, in our defense, Fernandes didn't play,
Nah,
man. You
not
know what I'm
even,
saying?
bro. Not
Fernandes.
even, bro. Dude, we should have been able to bring people from our academy. Or maybe that's saying too much. But
Exactly. No, yeah, I'm not saying too much. This is the kind of game where,
like,
Chido walks in there, you know what I'm saying? Shea Lacey and these man, them just go in there.
bro, even
Cook.
some academy players we never heard of should be able to come and dominate, bro. Grimsby rotated. Also, these guys are part-time footballers, bro. None of these youths actually plays ball full-time. They're part-time electricians, plumbers on the team, bro. You know what I'm saying? So these guys have added responsibilities. Like the guy has to clock in tomorrow. I mean, here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. The entire Grimsby value of the team, not even the salaries, the value of the team, right? Multiple of our players could buy Grimsby team, bro. Jadon Sancho's salary alone for the year, bro, could afford the whole team. That's dude, and this is a player we don't even play, bro. Bro. So, like, at least for me, right? When I thought about those stats after the game, I said, nah, man. I feel like that's hyena that they said Pogba buried in Old Trafford, yeah.
It's still there.
Because you can't explain those stats to anybody, bro. You can't explain it out to this other than like this is witchcraft, bro. These are otherworldly forces. Now let me get into the football, right? Where do we even start, man? Like we fell behind both times, and we came back. That last minute header from Maguire, very classic, right? If there's less extra time, we lose that game in 90 minutes. That header from Maguire was also a bit lucky because I think it took a deflection going in. And Maguire, he's in those positions to do that,
Yeah.
right? And, you could say Fergie time, whatever, but it shouldn't come to that, bro. Like you said, this was supposed to be a confidence boost ahead of our game this week and ahead of our game next in 2 weeks against Man City. This was supposed to be the perfect bounce back, bro. Like the perfect morale booster. That's why I was so happy that he rotated the players. Because give these other players a time to shine. Like a time to, at least a chance to earn their way on the pitch. Like you said, you're like, Kobe Mainu shouldn't be expected to play all the time because he hasn't, shown enough. This is his chance to show he got it, bro.
Yeah.
And man was defeated.
And he didn't show anything.
This was nothing, bro.
He didn't show anything, but man, them is knocking on the door.
Hey.
I want to go on loan. I want to play. You couldn't
You
show shit
couldn't,
against
bro.
Grimsby.
So it's hard to fight for a player like that if, when given the chance, right, you don't show up. And the truth is that you're not gonna get that many chances because you have to execute, bro. Right? Look how much time we've spent talking about Grimsby Town, bro. Like, this,
Hey, shout out to Grimsby.
shout out to Grimsby though.
Shout out to Grimsby. I've been following their social media. They're cooking. Apparently, they announced over the weekend. They announced they are starting 11 with a tactics board. Hey, generation cooking, bro.
I can't,
Their manager was holding a tactics board, bro.
I can't even be mad at it,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. Like, hey,
They've earned
fair
it.
play.
They've
Oh,
earned the ability to troll us, bro. Because we played an ultimate shit game. There's no explaining it. We can get into the stats. I have them pulled up here, but we had more possession, more shots a goal. Like we had less saves, which means that we're attacking them more. Like we forced more saves out of the keeper. But all that
bro. All
that
of
doesn't
that
matter,
doesn't
bro.
matter, man. Shit. All that happened even in the second half.
Exactly,
Like,
bro.
it's irrelevant. Like, this was a. Honestly, you know what? I want to take you to to Ruben's reaction after
Yeah.
the game. I don't know if you watched that interview and what he said, talking about, his players speaking loudly and all of that. What did you make of that? Because a lot of people, including myself, I thought, hey, man, this man, he's walking, though, bro. He's cool.
No, like I won't. I didn't stay the entire time because admittedly I was frustrated, bro. I was mad when I saw Mbemo sky that when I saw Mbemo trying to hit the post. What, it was a working day, bro. I closed the computer. I went back, bro. I didn't catch all of it, but I caught a couple of glimpses. When I was talking about just how badly the players played, right? But like, what did you make of it when you saw it? Like, what was your initial reaction?
Honestly, me, I was like, yeah, I think this guy is done. I think he doesn't want to be here anymore. I feel like, I don't want to say the job is too big for him, but I feel like he thought it would be simpler than it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went back to his first interview. He's like, you see an idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Ruben Amorim, bro. Monclear Amorim, bro. We're like, hey, our manager wears a Monclear. We're like,
Ah, dude, like our mind just dripped out.
my man is gonna
Yeah,
cook.
bro.
Dripped out, bro. Aura.
Or
Aura, bro.
farming,
Bro,
bro.
after like 7 months, he already has. Have you seen his gray hair? It's already showing,
Yo,
bro.
Charlie, he's
Hey,
stressed.
my man is
He's
suffering.
stressed.
It's suffering. So honestly, like what he said after the game, and for some context, like essentially he was like, like the players spoke loudly to him today. Like they've told him what they want from the
Yeah, I
game,
saw
which
that. Yeah, I saw that.
if
I
you are
saw that.
trying to
Yeah.
yeah, if you're trying to read in between the lines, that's like him saying these players don't want him. They want a different kind of manager. And he was like, well, shit, you can't change 22 players again. Right. So that made it sound like my man is trying to quit or whatever. Right. And then they interviewed him like in his press conference before the Burnley game. They asked him about that. And he's like, guys, it's emotions, right? Sometimes I'm going to be happy. Sometimes I'm not going to be happy. Sometimes I'm going to love my player. Sometimes I'm going to hate my player. So he said he's going to be like that. So we should get used to it. And I'm like, all right, bro. I guess shit. It is what it is. So me, I'm like in between. Like I like him for that in the sense that finally we have a manager. You know how Ruben speaks? Sometimes like, yeah, that's that same thing too. Like he doesn't lie to us. He speaks the truth all the time, right? So sometimes it's refreshing to get about. There are times where you're like, damn, bro, this is a Manchester United manager, man. A Manchester United manager be like, you know, almost like giving us a threat that he will leave.
I mean, that's what it's come to, bro. No, see, like that's how far we've fallen. And I like how you brought up the whole United manager part because, and this might be me being a bit nitpicky, but I didn't like how he wasn't looking at the penalties, bro. Like how he was tucked away in his, in his seat, and even the penalty against Burnley, right? The guy was like this, bro. Like I just feel like that might be Amarim. I haven't seen what penalties look like for Sporting. I don't know if he did that for Sporting. However, I just didn't like that, and that's telling, man. What I'm saying? Like,
No, in his defense, right? So after the game, they asked him about it, and he's like, bro, guys, forget about the penalties. His point is that we should never be in that position where we need a penalty.
bro,
You
fair
get what I'm saying?
point.
So I can't blame the guy for not watching a penalty if he feels like, nah, his team should be so like even let's even move like straight into the Burnley game, for example, right? Jojo, you can't watch that first half and tell me, bro, we shouldn't have like ended our first half 5 or 4 or 6 goals, like minimum.
Yeah.
Bro, we should have scored like, bro, what is Ahmad doing there? Eh? Joshua Zexi, man. What is all of this fancy touches, bro?
Okay.
Like, if you look at all those chances,
You know
man,
what?
in the end, at the end of the day, we are left with needing a 97th minute penalty. And that, to be honest, that foul was scam. It was like,
No,
I
Ahmad
don't think it
milked
was
it. I
really a
think Ahmad
penalty.
milked it, but we'll take it.
Exactly, right? So we would take it, but we got away with one there. So I don't blame him for even not, because at the end of the day, it shouldn't be a pressure penalty. It shouldn't be. You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we should have ended this game first half 3-4-0. We just control the game. We're done. Then nobody has to worry about looking at the penalty or
Fair
not looking at the
point.
penalty,
Fair
bro.
point, but I feel like that also might seep into bigger games, right? If we're playing Man City and we win into penalties 2-2, no one is having this outrage that we did for Grimsby, right? But I still feel like he might shy away from the penalties, and not even because they're penalties, just because at that point, man, the pressure you're feeling as a manager is just too much. And maybe it's because, like you said, you underestimated what the pressure was like. But in that moment, man, screw everything else that's happened to this point. You're taking penalties. Dude, people need to look up to you for some sort of hope, some sort of reassurance, man. He's the captain of the ship after all. Like, we could chat all. Like,
That's fair.
Fergie is not tucking out. Ferguson is not tucking himself away like this. Mourinho is not doing that shit. Fuck it. Even fucking Ole is not doing that shit. And Ole was the softest manager we've had, bro. Like, I just feel like in that moment, at least as a fan, we're taking penalties against Grimsby. Like, shit has hit the fan for real. Seeing the manager like that, and then they made the memes about it too, man. They turned him into a DJ, like, bro.
Bro, that game was a generational meme generator. Honestly.
like,
Like,
if you guys have watched all this far, man, I think you can feel our pain. We haven't even talked about football mostly. We're just ranting because.
bro, we have it. We have it.
Okay. Let's get into the football. Let's get into the football, right? Grimsby was a shit show. We're out. Is what it is. Maybe more time to focus on the PL and making sure we don't get relegated. You know what I'm saying? Burnley game. Burnley game, we missed a lot of chances in the first half. Sheshko still didn't start, and I don't know, man. Sheshko was supposed to be our piece of the striker pie that has come to the PL. Strikers have invaded the PL this transfer window. We got Sheshko. We're like, okay, cool. We got a piece of that, right? He could have gone to any other club, but we got a striker too, a striker that other teams wanted, and I feel like, like I want to see more. I want to see. I don't know, man. I wish I could watch training so I could be convinced about what's to be. Right? He feels like Florian Wirtz low key right now, bro. Because
And like, but that is not necessarily a bad
it's
thing.
not.
Like that's how I look at it, right? Like when I watched Rubin's interview, like before the season started, talking about Sheshko, and he was like, we should leave him alone. If there's any players we should be putting pressure on, is Mbeumo and Cunha. Why? Mbeumo and Cunha are both like 25, 26, experience in the Premier League. They are the ones who are here to handle the pressure. They are the ones who are here to be scored. Like Mbeumo has already started doing, getting in the goals. Cunha before his injury too has been very, very like good in terms of like showing how he can move the ball, drive the ball, creating chances. He has already hit the post as well, right? So they are the players. Me personally, I'm honest. To be very honest with you, I'm not even thinking about Sheshko. If it was up to me, I probably would even still be starting Xerxes. Allow that. I know that because of the price tag, we think we've signed a striker who's ready to go. Honestly, he ain't. Like I've seen him in these few games, these little cameos, and you can't see, bro. The physicality is gonna be an issue. Even Florian Wirtz, he's just getting knocked off the ball, like as if he's not there. You get what I mean? Like there's no time for the guy, right? And so honestly, if you think about even the chances we are, a lot of people like even complain. Myself included, when I saw that lineup against Burnley, I was like, wait, what is this guy doing, bro? You're strikers, man. But in that first half alone, we had over 15 shots, Jojo. Over 15! 15 shots. Like, you finished that first half 3-4-0. Now Sheshko is coming on without pressure. He's feeling calm. He's feeling comfortable because it's not like he needs to score a goal. You get what I'm saying? Like, we need to be finishing off these games, like finishing our chances in the first half and things like that, so that the pressure is not on Sheshko. Like me, honestly, personally, I ain't expecting much from the guy. If he scores 10 league goals this
That's
season,
a
I'm
win for
fine.
you.
It's in Mbeumo that me I'm looking
Fair,
like George.
fair.
Honestly, like I've we need to look at the thing the way it is, right? Not every most footballers, bro. It's like a 1% chance that young footballers are gonna be at that level at that age, right? He's around the age at which, funny enough, he's around the age at which Alexander Isak was signed for Newcastle. Before he came to Newcastle, who thought he was gonna be like a
I mean, he was
world
cooking in Sociedad, bro.
top
He was
level striker?
cooking, bro.
Bro, he wasn't cooking shit. Jojo, don't lie to
No, for
yourself.
Sociedad standards, he was cooking, bro.
My man, he scored 9 league
For
goals
real
that
Sociedad,
season before he was signed. What are
yeah,
you
bro.
talking? Even in his first season at Newcastle, nothing, bro.
Okay,
Nothing. He didn't do
fair enough.
anything. So it takes time. It takes time. And then he had his, I don't know, breakout 2 seasons ago when he was like 24, 23, 24. Now the experience has come in. Now he's what? British record free striker now. So you never know, is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Sheshko is just like 21 or 22. You get what I'm saying? So me, I'm calm on
Now,
Sheshko.
look, I
Right?
hear your point, and I
That's what
agree
I
with you for the most part. But allow me to introduce the other side of the argument. The
okay.
most unfortunate thing for Shesko is that he's playing for United. That's the most unfortunate,
True.
right? And by that fact alone, the
True.
standards are different. They've all completely changed. Because even if it was Isaac coming in his position at his age, I would say the exact same thing. And maybe Isaac's trajectory would have been different, right? Maybe he got blessed playing for Newcastle first so he could come up. You feel what I'm saying? Sheshko has
True.
gone right
True.
into the deep end, bro. And unfortunately, these are the expectations that come with that. That's the sad part. Especially because he's here to fill in that number 9 gap. The gap that we've cried so long to fill, bro. We've shipped up Hoyland, maybe blessed in Napoli. But like, Sheshko hasn't come just to be a participant. That's the truth.
No,
He
I
hasn't
agree.
come to he hasn't come to chill and relax. He's come to score goals. He's come to turn those 4 goals in the first half to 7, man. He's come to like, and that's the unfortunate bit, bro. He accepted that responsibility. So I hear you when you say that. If he scores just 10 goals, he'll be fine. Matter of fact, if he bags that, shit, I'll be the first one. Buy a Sheshko jersey, bro. But the unfortunate bit is, and this might be me being hypocritical as a fan, like there's extra pressure on him, and that's just it. Just by being a United number 9 who's come to fill in that gap. Period, bro. Especially in a half like that one, I wish he had played to see if he could take those chances. The one like Ahmad missed, right? Like, I feel like maybe as a striker, he's a striker. He's supposed to take those. You feel what I'm saying? So
I mean, what we can say for sure is if he's in the same position as Ahmad, I mean, he's gonna finish that. That boy
I
is
want
going
to
into the
know, bro. I
net.
want to know for sure. So let him be played, bro. Let's not guess. Let him be played. Let's let him be played.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, he just came into the door. I mean, he's had a couple of games. He played full 90 minutes at Games Grimsby, which I don't think was the plan, by the way. The manager was like, wait, what the hell? He probably, what the hell is
True,
happening
true,
here?
true.
He ended up having to play the guy for 90 minutes. You get, so he really kind of had no choice. You get what I'm saying? And of course, if the guy just played 90 minutes within a week, probably, will be tough for him to start right away as well against Burnley. You know
I
what I'm
think he also
saying?
had a
So
cramp as well. He
it's
had a
fine.
cramp, I think.
Exactly, he had a cramp at the end of the Grimsby game. So we got a chance to see him after the 2 weeks against Manchester